Now, today's card is positive vibes, which I'm happy to see these because I feel like these have become the elusive ones now. There is power in kindness. And I like this. It's true. I will never forget when I was hired, as I was explaining to you guys during my stream last night. One of the things that my supervisor at the time emphasized is you definitely do this already. You're not doing this. There's nothing wrong with the way you're doing things. You communicate with people perfectly and all that. But just remember, anytime someone wildens up with you, if you feel like they're challenging you a little bit and they're intimidating you a little bit or making you feel nervous or whatever, remember to kill them with kindness. Don't try to compete with them by meeting them at their level. And that's exactly why I say what I have to say, which is whatever is pertinent to the task. Say if you're looking for something, if you need something done in a specific way, if you require further assistance, I will engage with you on that note. Sure, no problem. But outside of that, anything that's like a personal attack, a personal question, political topics, trying to exit outside of what's my realm of work, my line of work, I will never ever entertain you. I will never engage with you unless you go, "Did you hear what I say?" And I'll say, "I heard what you say." And you'll say, "Okay, then what do you think?" And I will say, "No comment." That's always going to be the way I deal with this, because I just don't understand why people find that acceptable to go out there and literally harass strangers at their jobs with these kinds of questions. And I think it's because, in a sense, maybe the online world has made people bold with this type of thing. And the reason I say that is because I remember a time when people had a sense of respecting boundaries. It was understood that political topics were out of the question, personal topics were out of the question. Nobody debated you on it. I have zero memory, zero recollection. Being a child, going out with my mom to the bank, a school, a grocery store, a gas station, you name it, and something like that ever happening. It just never happened. The worst invasion of personal space that I ever saw was when someone told my mom that her shoelace was loose. And that's about it, really. I don't know why in modern days the wall of privacy is easily torn down now. I understand that online, almost everybody, if not everybody, has some kind of a presence now. And some of these folks have invited people into their personal space. I know I do that all the time. My entire channel is an autobiographical work. By the same logic that I'm describing now, I have broken down those walls and erased some boundaries. But at the end of the day, I can still choose what I engage with or not, and I created this job for me. I created this place for me. Here, I'm at my home or I'm in my car. I'm controlling the setting I'm in. But when I'm at a job wearing some kind of company logo and you decide to cross boundaries in that area, that is when it's wrong. I guess people now are being influenced by what they see online, that they just think that, you know how in the comment section, one doesn't usually begin a discourse by saying, "Hello, I hope this message finds you well." It's understood that this is not formatted as a letter. It's not formatted as a personal conversation. It's you leave a comment and the reply may immediately jump into the response, as opposed to the formality of providing a greeting, asking you how you're doing, something like that, and then diving into the comment. I only do that if someone initiated the comment in that manner. "Hello, Zam. At this time, I hope you're doing well. I wanted to tell you blah, 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 A, B, C, and D." And then I'll go, "Oh, hey, how's it going? It's been a minute. I hope you're well. I've missed you, da, 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 da." That brings a sense of connection to me. I find that this is a person having a respectful approach. I don't care at all what the rest of your comment is going to be like, if it's going to be insulting, deep, or criticizing or anything. But the fact that you took the time to introduce yourself with manners, with formality, and acknowledge me as a human being first, that'll make all the difference in the world. That is kind. And it goes a long way. And you will observe that I will put a little bit more effort into those engagements than I do with others. If I give you a one-word reply, I was probably not wowed about how you approached me. Or maybe your inquiry was simple enough to warrant just one word and a period at the end of the sentence. And that's another thing. Have you guys heard how people get offended now by how you end your sentences, what kind of punctuation you use? Something about young people not liking it when you end your sentences, your texts, with a period. I'm like, fuck you. I learned how to write. I am going to use those symbols. Sometimes I may forget if I'm typing in a breeze, but punctuation exists to invoke emotions, but also for you to know where a thought ends and where another one begins. They aid your comprehension, and it demonstrates organization. It's order. In the same manner that there's supposed to be order when you go out shopping, when you go out to drive, when you are in school, order, structure. Well, writing requires order and structure, but somehow you forget. Somehow you don't make that association. And I don't understand. Well, there you guys have it. Thank you so much for tuning in. Very simple, very easy. I can attest to how kindness has a lot of power. And some of the most important connections in my life have begun out of an act of kindness. Let it be I did something for them, or I said something to them, or vice versa. They said something to me and they said it just right, or they did it just right at a specific time that it evoked some kind of reaction from me, and from there the other person received it well, and then we had an exchange, a back and forth, and our relationship bloomed from that. So yeah, you never know who's out there waiting for you, and it takes just a little act of kindness for that to be unlocked. Let me know your thoughts as always, and I'll see you soon.